Welcome to AGIS, Anguilla Government Information Service, delivering the latest and most accurate updates from the government of Anguilla. I am Selena Hodge, and here are the highlights and developments for the past week. The Anguilla Farmers Association, alongside members of government, marked Farmers' Day with a special church service on Sunday, April 26. Farmers made generous contributions to the church, showcasing the fruits of their labor, from fresh chickens and eggs to locally grown vegetables. Newly appointed Director of Natural Resources, Dwight Carty, reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting local farmers, while members of the association highlighted the critical role agriculture plays in national sustainability. In-house vaccination drives were done along with focusing on immunization of students attending the various campuses of Albena Lake Hodge Comprehensive School. Vaccination drives will be continued throughout the year. The newly revealed Miss Anguilla pageant queen participants also attended as part of their community engagement activities leading up to the 2026 Miss Anguilla pageant, taking place during this year's Anguilla Summer Festival celebrations. AgriFest 2026 is fast approaching. The agricultural exhibition, set for Friday, 8th May, promises a vibrant showcase of local produce, innovation, and talent. Residents and visitors alike are encouraged to come out and support Anguilla's agricultural sector. On this week's Just the Facts, representatives from the Anguilla Air and Seaports Authority discussed port management operations. They highlighted the importance of identifying trends, managing logistics, and equipping staff to respond effectively to evolving demands.
What is it like?
No 2 days in Blunt Point Port is ever the same.
Mm-hmm.
In Blunt Point Port, sometimes during the week is busier than the weekend. And around Carnival time, Anguilla Day, Anguilla Carnival, we intend to get a higher passenger flow than the regular month. A lot of our tourists, they do come over to Anguilla late, and everyone basically comes back to catch the 4:38 to the 5:15 boat, which then you would realize that the lines does be very extremely long. So, Blunt Point Port, it's hard to say when you're going to have a busy day and a slow day, but what we tend to do to make it work for us and manage crowd control, we liaise with immigration. We have the stats for the morning, so we know what to expect in the afternoon.
In terms of the smooth running of the port and the passengers, flow in and out. What are your thoughts in terms of even improving that, per se?
Okay, at Blunt Point Port, we have an e-manifesting system, which tends to, we no longer use writing. So we swipe, which makes the process faster. However, we realize that we have a bottleneck right after you pass as per cashier. We are working on it. We are actually discussing phase 2 in the e-manifesting, which we are looking for electronic clearance for both immigration and customs.
Though we look at development of the airport, and we love to see the larger aircraft, and that's really good for the country.
Yeah.
Do we have the accommodations and everything to be able to handle this efficiently? Because what we found is that when, let's say, American or Bermuda was stuck on the ground, there was a scramble trying to find rooms for all of these people, because many of the hotels already accounted for these persons leaving. And this is above average season where, the turnover is very high. So now when you have an aircraft on the ground, what do we do with these people?
Touch on a few matters with the airport, but ASPA has gone through culture change. From the time when I joined ASPA to what you see the product is now. And it was a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of agony, a lot of embarrassment at times. But I can assure the general public, both airport and seaport operations, we are working steadfast assiduously to try to make sure that we present the port and port operations as per our duties, to make sure that we run safe, efficient, and I will say this to the board, financially stable ports. We are part of the Port Management Association of the Caribbean, ASPA, where there's about 20 to 21, 22, somewhere in that region, other regional ports. And we meet annually for what we, the AGIS, the annual general meetings. Coupled with that too, that throughout the year, there's several opportunities for training, sharing information, and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm saying, that from where I sit and from whence ASPA came, we are at the cutting edge. If I could brag a little bit about ASPA, we're at the cutting edge in terms of port operations. We have went through some dark times, and I can say I'm proud, super proud of the team that I have, and we are seeing better times today, and there are much better times to come.
The Festival's Commission Business Plan was formally presented, supporting the Festivals Development Commission Act, aiming to strengthen structure, cultural promotion, and financial sustainability across all national festivals.
In how we view, manage, and monetize culture in Anguilla. Section 21 of the Act requires that the Commission submits a structured, accountable, and forward-looking plan outlining the strategic priorities aligned with government's policy, services and outputs for the coming financial years, measurable performance indicators, financial projections and assumptions, risk mitigation and strategies. This business plan satisfies all of those requirements, but more importantly, it translates legislation into action.
The third meeting of the second session of the 13th House, Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster, responded to the Honorable Premier, Cora Richardson Hodge's legislative agenda delivered on 14th April 2026.
And so today I stand here to state that this coming year should be one of restoration. Anguilla needs restoration. The act of returning something to its original position or state. It involves rehabilitation, renovation, reconstruction, and renewal. Anguilla's economy needs restoration. Our social fabric needs rehabilitation. And our commitment to making a better Anguilla needs renewal.
Anguilla continues to record break-in visitor arrivals March 2026. More than 33,000 visitors arrived in March 2026, a 47.3% increase over 2025. Overall passenger arrivals exceeded 41,000, reflecting continued growth in tourism, with 99% visiting for vacation purposes. Anguilla was represented at the Caribbean Sustainable Tourism Conference in Belize under the theme Tourism in Full Color. Delegates engaged with regional and international partners to advance sustainable tourism strategies. Additionally, Anguilla participated in Cruise 360 in Fort Lauderdale, strengthening regional collaboration and cruise tourism opportunities. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Department of Health Services, invites the public to the Hearts Health Expo on 15th May at the Central Polyclinic in the Valley. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., residents can access free screenings, including blood pressure and blood sugar checks, along with educational sessions. Labor Commissioner Joanne Hodge emphasized that while progress has been made in protecting workers' rights, gaps remain. She highlighted the importance of safe working conditions, fair wages, proper overtime compensation, and protection from retaliation. The Labor Department continues to strengthen enforcement and reporting systems to ensure accountability and fairness across all sectors. The Anguilla High Court led a special sitting on Wednesday, 29th April, to commemorate the assignment of His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Ralston Glasgow. Justice Glasgow, a native of Guyana, was called to the bar in 1999 after completing his Bachelor of Laws and Legal Education certificate and was admitted to the bar of St. Lucia in 2000. Over the years, he has built a distinguished regional legal career, serving in several key roles including Crown Counsel, Legislative Drafter, Senior Legal Counsel, Acting Solicitor General, and Solicitor General of St. Lucia. In 2014, he was appointed Master of the High Court of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, before being elevated to High Court Judge in 2017 with assignment to Grenada, where he has served with distinction. Justice Glasgow begins his service here in Anguilla and received welcoming remarks from members of the judicial fraternity. Participants in the Tiny Tots pageant paid a courtesy visit to Cabinet this week, where they were warmly welcomed. The premiere encouraged the young contestants to build friendships and enjoy the experience. As mentioned earlier, Labor Week was observed across the island, culminating in a fun day and remarks from the Honorable Premier recognizing the contributions of workers nationwide. We commend the various teams for recognizing this important event and participating in the annual Fun Day activities. This is AGIS, Anguilla Government Information Service, delivering the latest and most accurate updates from the Government of Anguilla. Join us next time for more facts that inform, connect, and inspire.